Hey everyone, and welcome back to Faster English. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sarah. And today we're diving into something that every English learner has complained about at least once: understanding native speakers. But here's the thing, it's not just about speed. Ready? Let's get started.
Faster English.
Oh man, Sarah, I bet half our listeners just rolled their eyes like, yeah, right, Alex. Have you heard how fast Americans talk?
I know, right? But seriously, I was talking to my friend Maria last week. She's been learning English for like 5 years, and she said something that really stuck with me. She goes, I can understand English movies perfectly when I read the subtitles, but when I turn them off...
Game over, right?
Exactly. So that got me thinking, what's really going on here?
Well, here's the thing, and I'm going to be a bit controversial here. Most of the time, when people say natives speak too fast, that's not actually the main problem.
Ooh, fighting words. Explain yourself, Alex.
Think about it this way. When you're watching a movie in your native language, do you ever think, wow, they're talking so fast? Probably not. But put on a foreign film and suddenly everyone sounds like they're on fast forward.
That's actually a good point. It's like perspective, right? But okay, if it's not speed, then what is it?
I think it's more about, well, let me give you an example. Sarah, how do you actually say want to when you're talking to friends?
I don't. I say wanna, always. Like, I want to go to the store, or do you want to grab coffee?
Exactly. And what about going to?
Gonna. Nobody says, I am going to the store. It's always, I'm gonna go to the store.
Right. So imagine you're an English learner who spent months learning want to and going to perfectly, and then you hear us talking like, hey, want to grab some coffee? I'm going to head downtown anyway.
Oh, wow. That would be like learning a completely different language. And we do this with everything, don't we?
We totally do. Like kind of becomes kinda, out of becomes outa, a lot of becomes a lotta.
Wait. And what about when we smush words together, like did ya instead of did you?
Yes, or whatcha instead of what are you? I mean, if I said to you right now, what you're going to do later, would any native speaker think that's weird?
Not at all. That's just normal talking. But I bet if you wrote that down for an English student, they'd be like, what language is this?
Right. And then there's the slang thing, which is a whole other beast.
Don't even get me started on slang. Like, I was watching this British show the other day, and someone said they were chuffed to bits about something. And I was like, what?
See? And you're a native speaker. Now imagine being from, I don't know, Brazil and trying to figure out what chuffed to bits means.
Or like American slang that's super regional. I grew up in California, so I say stuff like hella all the time. That's hella cool. But if you're not from the West Coast,
you'd be totally lost. And speaking of being lost, can we talk about cultural references for a second?
oh my God, yes, this is huge. Like just yesterday, I was talking to my coworker and he said something was like watching paint dry. And I realized if you didn't grow up with that expression,
you would have no idea what he meant. And we do this constantly. We reference old TV shows, movies, historical events that happened before some of our listeners were even born.
exactly. Like if I say that's so fetch, some people will get the Mean Girls reference, but others will be like, fetch what?
And don't even get me started on sarcasm. I feel like Americans are especially bad about this.
Oh, we're terrible. Like you could say, oh, great, it's raining, in the most sarcastic tone, and the meaning is completely opposite to the words.
Right. So you've got connected speech, regional slang, cultural references, and sarcasm. No wonder people think we talk too fast. There's just so much hidden information packed into every sentence.
So what's the solution here? I mean, we can't exactly slow down the entire English-speaking world.
That would be nice, though. But seriously, I think it's about changing your mindset. Instead of trying to catch every single word, focus on getting the main idea first.
That's smart. Like, when I was learning Spanish, I used to get so frustrated because I'd miss one word and then lose track of everything. But once I started focusing on the big picture...
It gets easier, right? And here's another thing. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Native speakers do this all the time, too.
Oh, absolutely. Like, how many times have you said, sorry, what, or come again in a conversation?
All the time. And you know what? People appreciate it. It shows you're actually listening and trying to understand.
Plus, here's a little secret. Sometimes we native speakers mishear each other too. Like last week, my friend said something about getting a new car, and I heard getting a new cat. I was so confused.
See, we're not perfect either. And that brings me to my favorite piece of advice. You don't need to understand 100% of everything to have a good conversation.
Yes, like in real life, we miss stuff, we zone out, we ask for clarification. That's just normal human communication.
Exactly. And here's something practical. When you're watching shows or listening to podcasts, try to focus on short clips at a time, like maybe 30 seconds at a time.
That's really smart. It's less overwhelming than trying to understand a whole movie.
Right. And choose content that's slightly below your level sometimes. Like if you're intermediate, watch some beginner-friendly stuff too. It'll help you recognize those connected speech patterns.
Ooh, and here's something I always tell people. Pay attention to the rhythm and melody of English, not just the words.
That's so true. English has this up and down music to it. Once you get used to that rhythm, understanding becomes much easier.
It's like learning to dance, you know? You've got to feel the beat before you can follow the steps.
I love that analogy. And speaking of feeling the beat, exposure is key. The more you listen, the more your brain gets used to all these patterns.
But not just passive listening, right? Like, you can't just have English playing in the background and expect to improve.
Definitely not. You need active listening. Pick something interesting, focus on it, and don't worry if you don't get everything.
And be patient with yourself. Like, I've been speaking English my whole life, and I still sometimes go, huh? When someone talks to me.
So true. Language is messy and complicated, and that's okay.
You know what, Alex? I feel like we've covered a lot of ground here. Should we wrap this up?
Yeah, let's do it. So, to sum up, understanding native speakers isn't really about speed. It's about connected speech, slang, cultural references, and just the messiness of real conversation.
And the solution isn't to get overwhelmed by trying to understand everything. It's about focusing on the main ideas, asking questions when you need to, and giving yourself time to get used to the rhythm of English.
Plus, remember, even we native speakers don't catch everything all the time. Communication is about understanding enough to keep the conversation going, not about perfection.
Absolutely. And hey, we want to hear from you guys. What's the biggest challenge you face when trying to understand native speakers? Is it the speed, the slang, the cultural references, or something entirely different?
Yeah, drop us a comment below. We read every single one. And who knows, your question might inspire our next episode.
And if you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our latest videos.
Thanks for hanging out with us today, everyone. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sarah. Keep practicing, stay curious, and remember, you don't have to be perfect to communicate effectively.
Catch you next time on Faster English.